As of today, June 3rd, 2015, there apparently is no sign for the Tom Leonard Shelter at the shelter. If you've come northbound and you've slogged over a nasty bit of trail between East Mountain and here, that probably took you longer than you thought it was going to. I know it took me longer. This is what you're going to see to indicate you've arrived at the side trail for the shelter. No sign, just a double blue blaze. The AT goes left, the blue blaze trail goes right. My hiking stick will probably not be here to clue you in when you get here. If you're traveling southbound and looking for the Tom Leonard Shelter, there's no sign for you either. One clue is you'll come down into the bottom of this little gorge here, and there's a stream bed which is usually dry. It has some water in it at the moment, but we had a deluge the other night. But then a quick little climb up on the other side. You could try, just bushwhacking your way in there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but the shelter is actually right over there. It's 120 feet from me. There's no clear path to it. There's a lot of stones in there, but you could certainly get in there. Other than that, the trail scrambles up here, and you could go up there in a short distance and just keep looking behind you for those blue blazes I just showed. So if you find the blue blaze side trail and come down it, it's not long, but it's a little bit steep. You'll come to the resident bear box and then the shelter itself. So this is a typical shelter design for Massachusetts. It's a very utilitarian and practical design. It's a little dark in there for me to be filming and get much. I guess a little bit will come out. So down below there are 4 whitish bunks. You wouldn't share one unless you were pretty friendly with somebody. And then there's this big overhang. And up in the overhang there are additional bunks, and there's a ladder to let you get up there. And then under the overhang, in this case and in many cases, there is a picnic table that is protected from the elements for the most part. So it's all a very nice and well thought out arrangement. We'll see if we can get a shot of the upstairs. Well, they do provide some windows, but it's still kind of dim up here. But there's, the platform is probably 8 feet wide. And you could fit 6 or 8 people up here, I would say. Wouldn't be the premier prime location. It'd be a little difficult getting in and out of your sleeping bag or something, I guess, but it's here and it's keep it dry. So out front of the shelter near the picnic table is a dual, in this case, fire ring. Not sure why. I guess maybe people thought that the first one was sufficiently filled. And right here is a bad spot for almost anything. It's a little rocky for tenting, although I'm going to guess that there have been tents in this area here. And there's a sign that says privy and tent platform are around the other side of this big rock. So on the other side of the big rock, there's a fairly open area. Mostly hemlocks, some deciduous trees, and, well, obviously I have found a place for a hammock. Those 2 trees are 5 paces apart, just about perfect. And I did find a couple other pairs of trees. Let me back up, because there's a fairly decent tent spot right here, except it's in the path, kind of. I'd say this spot here under my feet has also been used. Other than that, for tents, it's, well, you know, there's a few decent spots in here that, it's all informal though. There's no tent pads or platforms right here. If you keep going a little further, you come to the single tent platform, which has this view. That's a pretty nice view for a tent platform. Okay, so the sign said privy, but I haven't found it yet. Okay, for access to the privy, it's best to actually ignore the sign and bear right at the big rock, leaving the front of the shelter. And there's a path that you find when you do that. And to the right of that path, I spot another area with spaces for a couple of tents. And so if you follow that path around, you will eventually come to this privy. And you could get there by going around the rock the other way. That tent platform is, you know, just over there a little way. There's not really a good path to get here. But hey, if you're going to hide the whole shelter, why not hide the privy too? Just beyond the privy is the start of a path that is blue blazed, at least as far as I can see, which is one blaze. Down a fairly steep slope, quite a distance, to what's really the primary water source. There is the stream up above, which I'm probably going to use, but as I said, that normally is dry. So, so normally you have to walk quite a ways downhill to get water at this shelter. I've done that once, and I don't think I'm going to do it again just for your benefit. Well, I hope you enjoyed your tour of Tom Leonard Shelter and camping area. It turns out there is a sign here. It's to the north side of the gulch here and the shelter, and it's a few feet off the trail, and may not be all that easy to see, but it is there. All right, well, thanks for watching.